After 8 months and over 91 hours of gameplay, I was so disappointed.
Are you winning, son?
Nanako-chan.
We avenged you, Nanako-chan, but I guess you wouldn't be too happy about that. You're such a kind girl.
Oh!
You probably clicked on this video thinking that I'm one of those Joker fanboys that was first exposed to the series thanks to his inclusion in Smash Ultimate, played Persona 5, and jumped on the Persona bandwagon. But nah, motherfucker, I've been playing Persona since the game still carried the SMT branding. And back in June, when it was leaked that Persona 4 Golden was coming to Steam, I jumped in day one. It had been a while since I had played Persona 4, and having never owned a Vita, this was finally my chance to experience its remastered version for the first time. And seeing as how Vita emulation is pretty, shit, an official PC port was my ticket. So I guess I gotta come clean. Before now, I never actually finished Persona 4. I managed to find my old save file on a PS2 memory card and saw that I had only gotten up to the part right after saving Nato. But, that was years ago, and a lot of this Persona 4 Golden run felt like it was my first time playing because, well, number one, I forgot a lot, and two, there's quite a bit of new content. In fact, I wasn't always sure what was new and what was from the original. And with that, let's get started with the review. Oh yeah, and like and subscribe or something. Persona 4 has sort of that middle child stigma of the new Persona series, or Neon Persona, whatever they call it. Persona 3 was a breakout hit with its mix of dungeon crawling and life sim, which was, a breath of fresh air for a lot of us JRPG fans. However, Persona 5 was the entry that brought Persona to a much wider audience, and hell, made turn-based combat cool again. Persona 4, however, I don't know, I kind of see it as a knee-jerk reaction on Atlus's part to continue the momentum that was created from Persona 3's success. It used the same engine as Persona 3, it reused many assets, and released at the very tail end of the PlayStation 2's life cycle. Very much like Final Fantasy IX did on the PlayStation. And like Final Fantasy IX, it wasn't figured out until years later just how fucking awesome of a gem it is, seeing as how Persona 4 was released a full 2 years after the PlayStation 3's launch. In fact, I don't think people really figured out its greatness until Golden came out in 2012 on the Vita. Now, I bet you're confused. If I'm singing Persona 4's praises, then why am I, according to the thumbnail, so disappointed? Well, buckle up, buckaroos, because I'm going to tell you. As with the other Persona games that people actually care about, you start out as the new disturbingly silent kid in town. It isn't long before a couple murders take place in that small town of Innova, and it's up to you and your new friends to solve them. But of course, this being a JRPG, and a Japanese one at that, solving the mystery involves bizarre supernatural elements, in which your party ventures into a world only accessible by entering televisions. However, it's dangerous in there, and our hero's only way of survival is by awakening their personas. The main character, though, is unique, possessing the ability to have multiple personas. And with that, let's get into the gameplay loop. Go to school, join a club or get a job, make some friends.
Hold up, man. You ain't gonna, nah, man. You ain't gonna bring your gangster shit on in this class, nigga. I'll shut your ass up, nigga. This Blueface, baby. Fuck wrong with you, nigga.
Increase your bonds with friends and their associated arcana. Explore the TV world, battle shadows. Level up and gain new personas, fuse personas, boost persona stats based on their arcana. And that's just the day-to-day stuff. Pretty much every month a new victim is kidnapped and thrown inside the TV. It is then up to you and your friends to rescue that person before the heavy fog rolls in, revealing their dead body after the shadows in that world attack the victim. Each person is located inside of a dungeon created by their own subconscious, being held hostage by their own shadow self. So once you get to the final floor, you'll come upon a pretty similar scene each time that goes something like this. Admit it. You want to be a little bunny hopping around everywhere. No, that's not true. Of course I know it to be true because I am you. No!
Stop, don't.
You're not me! You then fight and defeat the shadow. The victim finally accepts their shadow self, thus unlocking their persona and joining your team. You'll see this scenario play out about 7 times, and you would think after the 3rd or 4th time somebody would have the bright idea to bring like a tranquilizer gun, or at least a rag soaked in chloroform to knock the victim out and prevent the shadow from going nuts. But I think that kind of gets to the core of Persona 4. It gets repetitive and sometimes even tedious. One aspect I always found annoying was information quest. To find the location of a missing person's dungeon in the TV, you have to find information about them in the real world. This involves talking to nearly every person in town. The order in which you question people matters sometimes, and even more annoyingly is that some people can only be found on certain days of the week. This annoyance extends to some non-essential quests too. Honestly, this is probably more of a nitpick and ultimately doesn't hurt the overall experience of Persona 4, but losing days in game that should be spent crawling some dungeons because you missed a guy on Tuesday and have to wait until he reappears on Friday really makes my eyes roll. Which brings me to the day cycle system. This has become a mainstay of the Persona series, and with each entry, it's improved upon, and for the most part, I like it. I think everyone does, really. But sometimes you just want to go to the next story beat, and this system can really slow that down. And one last negative before I talk about the best parts, and then finally the reason behind my disappointment. This damn song. It plays so often that I'm starting to hate it. It plays when you save somebody. It plays during nearly every social link conversation. It plays during every major story beat, and it never fucking stops. I can fucking hear it now. Its humming piano haunts my dreams. Stop it. So let's get to the goodies of Persona 4 Golden. The music is great. Not as good as some of the tracks from Persona 5, but it's pretty damn close. Combat is fast, fun, and even challenging. It's better than Persona 3, but not nearly as refined as Persona 5. And I really love the characters. Teddy was the closest to being annoying, of the main cast, but he quickly won me over with his upbeat personality and his story arc. And who doesn't love Nani-chan?
Every day's great at your Junas.
I do have to point out, it seems that the game was pushing you to romance Rise. I do have to point out that it seems the game was pushing you to romance Rise with her constant flirting, which is weird because if you choose to start a relationship with one of the other girls from your party, in my case Chie, Rise will be hitting on you right in front of her.
She's a shady cunt.
I could continue talking about each of the main characters, but that kind of bores me, so I'll move on. Persona 4 story is very good with twists and turns, and I found myself getting really invested. The tone is a lot lighter compared to the other games in the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei series, despite it being a murder mystery. One thing I found very cool was that the game took the time to craft moments of our protagonists just, being normal kids. From the class trips to shopping for ingredients at the grocery store. Those were nice character and camaraderie building moments, even if some did drag on a little too long. When it comes to the social links, I only finished about 8 or so, mostly the ones involving the main cast for, combat benefits. They were fine for the most part, but I mostly cared more about creating more personas than certain friends' character development. But Persona 4 is a narrative-heavy game, and what's equally or maybe even more important to a good story is how that story ends. And Persona 4 ends with a bit of a whimper. You find out who the killer is, chase him through his dungeon, defeat him, then encounter the big bad behind it all. And that's it. You've saved Inaba from the fog, stopped a murder, and made some great friends along the way. I mean, it's a fine ending, but after Persona 5's, it just felt pretty underwhelming. Which brings me to the disappointment that I foreshadowed in the thumbnail and at the beginning of this video. I'm going to tell you exactly why, after 8 months and over 91 hours of gameplay, I was so disappointed. I didn't fucking finish Marie's social link. I should have goddamn known. She was a golden exclusive character, and I remember wondering, what was her purpose to the story? And it wasn't until it was too late that I realized that she had her own secret dungeon. So the last month of the game, it was a bore. It left me feeling empty. But then I said, oh no, hell no. I maxed out a few more social links, grinded a few more levels, created more powerful personas, sold every fucking item in my inventory because, baby, you got a new game plus going. And of course I'm going to wait quite a while before I attempt another playthrough, but when I do, I'll be ready. However, that wasn't my last bit of disappointment. As it turns out, I missed the true ending of the game. That's right. I missed not only the golden exclusive boss and dungeon, but also the true final dungeon and the fucking super boss. Motherfucking fucker. I know some people just say watch the ending on YouTube or something. And no, I just can't do that. I have to experience the grind and the challenge for myself. But I hate when games do this type of shit, especially when the game is 100 fucking hours long. Ultimately, I'm not so much disappointed at the game as I am disappointed in myself. I should have done my research, but that's the price you pay when you try to stay away from spoilers. Great game, not perfect, but fucking play it. And don't forget to finish the Marie social link, and don't pack your bags too early. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, thank you for watching my stupid fucking video. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I guess hit the like and subscribe button if you like this type of content. If you don't, why are you watching it? So have fun, play Persona, any of them, play any of the Shin Megami Tensei games because they're all pretty good, I guess, for the most part. And I really hope they bring Shin Megami 3 Nocturne to Steam in the West.